5 years ago today, Marine Lance Corporal Matthew Snyder was killed while serving in Iraq. Yesterday, the Supreme Court said protesters who showed up at his funeral were protected by the First Amendment. And now the Westboro Baptist Church says they want to quadruple the number of protests they hold. CBS News Chief Legal Correspondent Jan Crawford is in Washington with more on this story. Jan, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. You know, this is a heart-wrenching case. I mean, these protests come at these families when they're at their most vulnerable, when they're grieving the loss of their loved ones.
God hates America.
The message from the Westboro Baptist Church is hateful and offensive. Church members believe God is killing all American soldiers because the country tolerates homosexuals.
We are trying to warn you to flee the wrath of God, flee eternal destruction.
The church has protested at more than 600 funerals of U.S. soldiers, like Matthew Snyder, who was killed in Iraq. Matthew's father says the protests stole his last moments with his son. He sued the church for emotional distress and got a $5 million judgment. But the Supreme Court said in an 8-1 decision that the church doesn't owe Snyder a dime. The church protests on a public sidewalk and on a matter of public concern were protected by the First Amendment. In an interview with CBS Evening News anchor Katie Couric, Snyder said if courts won't intervene, others will.
And believe me, someone's going to get hurt. And when the blood starts flowing, let it be on the Supreme Court justice's hands.
Now, only one justice dissented. Justice Samuel Alito said these protests were just verbal assaults. They didn't add anything to the public debate, and so therefore they could be banned. All they do, he said, is hurt these families who simply are trying to bury their loved ones. Jeff?
They certainly do that. All right, Jan Crawford in Washington. Jan, thank you.